Now, folks, a special treat. The leader amongst this group heading over to the Olympics. Please give it up. A warm welcome for Marko Mitrović, head coach. Exciting day, Marko. Exciting day. Great to have you with us. Can you tell us what is your main emotion right now on a day like today when the Today Show on NBC finally announced your roster to head to the Olympic Games? Is it relief, excitement? How are you feeling?
Actually, two great words. I feel relief, I feel excited, but also I want to go tonight and to meet the rest of the team in France.
Yeah. All at the airport, and you'll have to send Walker to his private,
Yes.
private jet.
Yes.
Fair enough. Let's dig into Marko Mitrović a little bit. You rose through the youth academy for the European power that is Red Star Belgrade. You would have been 12, 13 years of age in the academy when Red Star won the Champions League back then. Do you remember that moment at all?
Oh, of course. I joined Red Star Academy in 1987, and I actually watched every session that the senior team had. And back then, Red Star was the best team in the world. And it was just like a great learning for me, and just watching all those best soccer players in the world every day, day after day, was also a learning experience for me. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I met a Red Star fan recently that told me that that happened to be the most boring Champions League final of all time. A 0-0 draw, went to penalties, although you don't remember that part of it, no?
I do remember. But as a fan, you don't look at the game as an entertainment perspective. You really root, and that game was very emotional for me, and Red Star won on the penalties. I do remember the way I was celebrating like a crazy kid.
So the emotions then as a young boy to the emotions today, heading off to the Olympics with the US men's national team. How can you sum up what the game of football means to you?
Yeah, my wife always says that I'm lucky that I love this game so much, because when I'm taking rest from my work, I just turn on TV and watch random soccer game. That's how I take rest, and I'm still passionate as when I was that 13 years old boy, and as much as I have that drive inside of me, I'll be part of this game.
Yeah. The role of youth coaching throughout, it's been something you've been part of for an awful long time now. It's such a big job seeing all around the world. Can you sum up for us what it means to guide the next generation of player?
Yeah, it's I would say like this: when you start working with young athletes, and then when you follow their path, and when you see how far they go in their careers, it's just something that makes you proud. And it's all those athletes that we see on the highest stage, no matter what sport, they all went through some youth system, and they had some coaches probably that influenced their careers. And then as much as I help any of those players to become what they are right now, that makes me happy and satisfies me. Yeah.
I love that. Marko, as mentioned, was part of the coach with the Serbia U20 side that won the World Cup back in 2015. Then you come to the US with Veljko Paunović at the time, your assistant coach at Chicago Fire. What were your initial impressions of the game of soccer here in the United States?
I actually was, I can't say I didn't have high expectations. It was more like learning where I'm going. But I was positively surprised with the level of MLS in that moment. With young talent players that we had, and some of them were, when I came here, they were very young and playing for academies, but they are like pillars for our MNT. It's I think that, and then year after year, I see the massive growth with soccer, with in US, and it's a part of this sport. It's great to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be such a fun few years here in the United States, isn't it? Club World Cup here next year, the following year, the Men's World Cup in the country. Just a tremendous time to be around the game. What about America did you instantly enjoy when you moved here?
Yeah, I did. And now somebody might say that this is like a political answer, but it's not. Like me and my family really enjoyed from very beginning, and immediately we started our process to become U.S. citizens, which we are very proud because last year officially we became U.S. citizens. And thank you. I changed 15 cities in my career and 6 different countries. But when 15 cities, yes, and 6 different countries, yes.
You have a very patient wife.
But here's the funny story: is when you ask me how much we like here, 4 years ago, I moved to England because of my job. But my family first time didn't want to move with me. They said we are staying here. So yeah.
Where is home for you in the United States?
Chicago.
Still Chicago.
Still Chicago, yeah.
Oh man, so Chicago. You wouldn't know this. My mother's from Chicago. I grew up as a young child. All I ever wore was Chicago sports apparel.
Yes. Okay, that's you.
That's me. Yeah. Okay. Chicago Cubs, Chicago Bears. My uncles were bat boys for the Cubs. My mom grew up like a stone's throw from Wrigley Field. So I'm massively jealous that last week you got to throw the first pitch at the Chicago Cubs game. How cool was that?
It was actually very, very cool. I never throw the ball in my life. So, where I'm coming from.
You were never a goalkeeper.
Yeah, but never played baseball in my life. So I practiced night before this event, and people were trying to explain me what's the right technique, and I was actually awful. And then I said, let me just throw it like a rock. And the one thing that they told me, just don't let it bounce. And then I just throw it in the air. I think that ball is still flying, but
it's still going.
Yeah, but
it's like
didn't bounce before.
Penalty. It's just still going.
Yeah. So that was great experience, and Wrigley Field is such a historical place, and you can feel there is a special culture around that field, and I love that place.
Did you learn "Take Me Out to the Ball Game"? Take me out. You know it, Marko.
Like, I hope they don't ask me to sing because I'm a terrible singer, but.
It's not about your ability, Marko. It's about your contribution. You know that.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, let's get back to the Olympic team. That is really cool, by the way. Fair play to you. That's a wonderful thing to be able to do. I haven't been there since 2008. Last time the United States played there, Brad Guzan, Michael Bradley were playing. They had a full head of hair as well. Look at them, looking all handsome. Fair play. It's a massive opportunity. A lot of those players have gone on to become household names here. You know, Sasha Kleshin from his Serbian roots as well. Josie Altidore. There's so many great careers that have gone and formed from that Olympics Games back in 2008. So what an opportunity this is for this young group.
Yeah, the guys were talking about that. Just, I think that every person that is involved with sport to go to the Olympics, that's like a high stage in our careers, and to represent your countries at the Olympics, I think there is no bigger honor that you can have as an athlete. And these guys are very grateful, and we are all very grateful for this opportunity, like you said, after 16 years to go and represent. And listen, let's go like this. Even if we play every Olympic Games are story for itself, and even that you might have on the women's side players that played several Olympic Games in a row, but another Olympic Games, it's another massive event, another opportunity to be on the main stage and represent your country. And we are just excited to be back. We are excited that we are going to play together with the women team that we didn't play for almost 2 decades, and together to represent United States. Yeah,
and you're up against Thierry Henry. First game, the French, the host nation. It does not get any more difficult than that, Marko.
Yeah,
Sorry, didn't mean to say it like that.
Yeah, we all know the way that France is hosting the tournament and the way they are preparing. They are really... So I would start like this. Soccer is probably the sport number 1 in France, and just having their soccer team at the Olympic Games, it's massive for them. And I can see by the things that they are doing that it means a lot. The roster that they create, the investment that they have in general towards their Olympic team is great. And however, you know, when you go to stage like this, you want to play against best. And just the opening game, it's actually almost the opening event in the Olympic Games, because we play 2 days prior to the opening of the Olympics, where the whole world will watch that game, and the just like I said, as an opening event, it's a great opportunity for our players to feel the real Olympic Games. But on the other side, we have to understand that that game is just opening game for us. We don't start and finish the tournament. We start tournament with that game, but we have other games after that, and we have to be ready for them as well as we are going to be ready for that game against France.
Yeah, in the group with New Zealand and Guinea as well also, so games to follow after France. The difference in the margin between the U23s and the full national team, it's razor thin really. So when you're evaluating players, what is the quality that you're looking for, that you feel can take a player from a very talented player to someone who can step up in these big moments?
Yeah, first of all, you always start with the quality. You have to have quality to be part of the national team. With such a tiny roster that we have, you also look at the diversity on the field, like what kind of positions one player can play multi-positions. Also, what kind of personality they are, because this is high stressful environments where we have to stick together, and you want people that are great teammates to be there to support. We know that there's going to be great moments where we have to stay on the ground. There are going to be challenging moments where we have to go pass all together, and just choosing any staff member or player, that's also very important. What kind of personality we bring with ourselves to the group.
Speaking of personality and great teammates, what went into your decision to go with Walker Zimmerman, Miles Robinson, and Georgi Mihailovic as the three overage players?
Yeah, so all of them bring leadership role. We know that all of them play the major tournaments for our MNT. You just spoke with Walker. He played the World Cup. It's a massive one. Miles, Georgi play the Gold Cup, Nations League. They have a big experience with MNT. Also, they bring their quality and positional need, and I'm very happy that all three of them are with us. I had that luxury to work with all three of them in the past, and they're great fit for our team.
Yeah, Walker seems like a great character. I'm watching the relationship there between Busio, Tessman, and Zimmerman, and he's such a warrior on the field. Like he's your classic leader at the back for your team, and yet off the field he seems like just a jovial, great guy to be around.
Yeah, that's what we just spoke about. Walker is obviously his quality on the field and that like warrior mentality. And when I spoke first time with Walker, I was actually impressed how much he loves to play for United States, and that's something that is like foundation for me. But then off the field, this is I say such an easy group. Going group of the guys, always some fun around them, and I know that three of them are much more entertainment than I am, but that's how our group is actually. Like I enjoy working with these guys.
You're not controlling the music?
No, Bus is actually in charge of that, and
Busio claims, yeah, Bus is, right?
yes, he owed me some music songs that I'm waiting now for 10 months, but hopefully we'll get that before we start the Olympics. Yeah.
Who else from that group, the 18 that you selected, is a real character that maybe we're not aware of?
Yeah, they're a guy. It's really interesting that there's a lot of good energy around. Like they have some internal jokes. I'm probably like much older than when they are laughing. I'm still trying to understand what they're talking about. Yeah, a lot of good characters there. They bring a lot of good energy to the group. Yeah.
You've had some camps, and you'll get now, a week or so to prepare for France. In terms of what you want to implement, the tactical elements, it's got to be very difficult, right, in that short span of time?
Yes, it's true. I think if you talk to any coach, no matter how much time you spend with the team, you always want more time. True that this process was quite short and that we are missing some time together. But like I said, I used to work with majority of those guys through either youth or with MNT, and majority of them are going through our US soccer system. So for them, at least to adjust to what it means to play for the national team and what are our values, what are our principles, it was much easier to get to the group. But yeah, I wish I had more time, but we're going to be ready. That's not an excuse for us.
In terms of the personnel themselves, I'm thinking about guys that are playing, Miles, Georgi, Walker Zimmerman, all leaders within their teams this season in Major League Soccer. Georgie's having a fabulous season with Colorado, who are flying in the Western Conference. Miles, Supporter Shield leaders with FC Cincinnati right now, an absolutely brilliant campaign. Then you look at the guys here playing at Venezia. You think about Benjamin Kramaski playing with Lionel Messi. Did you really analyze those finer details when selecting the players, as saying like a Kramaski, think about what he's gaining from a Messi and what he can offer here? Are these the details you're diving into?
Oh yeah, like it was a great long process for us, and again, you analyze every player from every angle, every perspective, what they're bringing on the table, what kind of experience, what kind of qualities, how they can help our group to be better, and all these things that you're saying, like let's say like Benja Kremaski now, when you're next to Messi, you play every game against the packed stadiums, expectations are there for you, you have to win every game, so it brings more maturity, develop, and like you said, every player now we can name, but all they have different challenges with their clubs or different responsibilities. It's like a puzzle, and then each of them is piece of that big puzzle, and then you're trying to make perfect puzzle for yourself, for the team.
What can you say about the season that Tessman has had? Everyone I speak with that watches Venezia week in, week out, there's been a good few people that have just been honing in on his performances, and you can understand the links now to Inter Milan. He's been tremendous.
I probably watched 20 plus games of Bus and Tessman this year, and I actually, both of them grew through the season, and they developed. They are obviously both still young players, and that's something that is expected, especially for the high potentials, that they can grow through the season. And getting promotion with Venezia, it's such a difficult league, Serie B, to play and to achieve what they achieved. And they were not just participants, if I can say. They also had a major role, both of them on their team, and they kind of, I would say, put their team on the shoulder and carry to the Serie A. And everything what we spoke, it's a great experience for them, great for their development. And at the end of the day, we are in performance environment, and they both perform.
Yeah, no, great stuff. Let's dive in a little bit to the opponents in the competition. Guinea, the national elephants, as they're known, the mighty national elephants. They're in their first ever Olympics. You played against them in a friendly back in March, a 3-0 win. Then you've got New Zealand, and your opening game, as mentioned, is against France, who will be playing on home soil, coached by Thierry Henry. And we know you're not going to dive into the weeds here too much, but give us a line or two, if you can, for those watching on each team.
Yeah, I would start, we can go back to France. That's our first game. France is built from the players that all of those players can play in top 5 leagues in Europe, and we can say in the world, where a lot of those players have a major role in their teams, obviously led by the French legend Thierry Henry, and with massive expectations because they're hosting the country. Second game in a group is against New Zealand. There is one similarity between New Zealand and Guinea. Both head coaches are actually head coaches of the senior team. So if we spoke about time that we have to work with these teams, those guys are for a long time with their groups, have real overview on every player and communication, connection. I saw the roster that Guinea announced, probably the best roster that they could create in this moment, with a lot of experience in the middle of the field, where they have 3 overage players. Some players that play in the highest level, like Naby Keita, played for Liverpool for many years. And just New Zealand, this is connection. It's a very, very similar situation with New Zealand and Guinea, where they actually, from what we expected, it can be the best roster that they can build. They're very close to that, both teams.
Is it important for you not to overload young players that are all away together with tactical information? Sometimes, I spoke with a coach recently this year, Pablo Mastroeni, who told me that I consume so much more of the game than maybe they do, because I'm obsessed with it as the coach, and I'm watching all these games, I'm watching the film, and then it's so important that I don't overload the players with all that information, knowing that it might go in one ear and out the other a lot of times. Some players might overthink then as well. Yeah,
you're completely right. Especially, again, we are talking about time that we had to be together. So we had 4 camps, total 30 days. And that's not enough to kind of really develop some tactical ideas. What we're trying to be very strong with basics and very strong with like fundamental things, because we don't have time. We don't work in club environment where you're spending day after day with the players, where you can easier develop your game model. But what we are trying to do is to be, like I said, very strong with our fundamental things, basics, if we talk about tactics.
So if you had a message right now for the fans of the red, white, and blue before you head off to France for the Olympics, what would that message be to the fans?
What was the first?
If you had a message,
a message,
something to say to the fans watching,
yes,
whether all around the world, here in the United States, or here in this room right now, what would that message be ahead of the Olympics?
This is what I would say. Like, they can expect one team that is passionate to play for the United States, team that will play with a lot of energy on the field, team that will give everything to represent this country in the best possible way. That's what I'm sure. This is the guys that I know, and I don't hesitate to promise that.
Beautiful. Love that message.
Yes.
Love that message. Anyone else want to play for Marko right now? Because I certainly do. Marko.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go back to February 8th of 2023. While we're talking about that passion for the crest and the United States of America, that day for you, becoming a citizen of the United States. We have the picture right here.
Yes.
This has been your adopted home since joining the Chicago Fire with Veljko Paunović. What did that day mean for you?
Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot for me and my family. I was actually the last one in my family to get the citizenship. So I was
really?
Like, yeah, I was a little bit scared what's going on with me.
How did they all skip the line? How did they skip ahead of you?
I think in one moment you get like separate cases.
Okay.
You know, yeah, and it means a lot. It means a lot for when we came here. We spoke about that. We kind of felt from day one very, very welcome here, and I felt actually how my family loves and enjoy to be here, and having 3 kids and at home, my wife and I, we were ready to raise our family here based on everything what we felt from very beginning. And you know, you want to stay here, you want to be part of United States, and we knew like this is the last step where we are like finally connected. And yeah, it's not just me, like all my family feels proud about all of us.
Yeah, all
Yes.
Chicago fans too.
Yeah.
I love it. What a wild and wonderful journey through life that the 12, 13-year-old boy, part of the Red Star Belgrade Academy, watching his team win the Champions League. Never in a million years would you have expected that you're a US citizen taking the country to the Olympic Games. It just goes to show you got to embrace what life has to offer, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm really trying to be focused on my work, and but there are many mornings where I wake up and remind myself, like, what did I achieve it together with my family, and talking to my wife where we are right now. It's I know they were talking about the dreams, but I was really dreaming about these things, and I feel it, and yeah, my English is not that great to explain the way I feel and how proud I am, to be honest.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell. What is your wife's name?
Maria.
So Maria's been there every step of the journey with you too.
She was. She's. We are together now for marriage for 25 years.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
she's my. I always say safe hand, and my biggest support.
Yeah. Will your family get a chance to go to France to watch?
Yeah, my younger son plays now in Europe, so he's also a soccer player, so he's not going to be there. But my family, I have a lot of friends from here, from United States, going there to watch that. And yeah, so my family from Europe as well, from Serbia, they'll go there. So I'll have probably like 20, 30 people there.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing, amazing. I love you can see what it means to Marko Mitrović here. And you know what? It's a special day for another reason. Today is Marko's birthday. It's Marko's birthday. And I know, I've heard that since you've come to the United States, your favorite dessert is cheesecake. So before you head across to the land of fromage, we decided to bring you a little birthday cake here. So everybody, Hip, hip.
Thank you.
Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Happy birthday, Marko Mitrović.
Thank you.
What a
Thank you.
tremendous
Thank you,
human
everyone.
being. Marko, congratulations on all your success. Best of luck with everything. Embrace what comes your way. Enjoy it. I know when that anthem hits for the United States of America, for you, born and bred in Serbia, it's going to feel special for you on that day. So best of luck, my friend. Congratulations on it all, and we're rooting for you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys, and thank you, everyone, for coming here. I know that we will feel your support there, and we are all together in this. We have players on the field, we have staff off the field, but we have you fans. At the end of the day, we play this game because of you guys, and all support that you're going to give to us, we will feel that, and we appreciate that as well. Thank you.
Marko, top class. Thank you so much. Give it up again for Marko Mitrović.